And now I've been given the job of introducing Elizabeth Nyai. Eliza Nyai. Eliza Nyai. I knew
Eliza.
Eliza.
I think you're going to have to clear
Thank you
this
very
out.
much.
Can you tell us your name, please?
Eliza Njai.
There you go.
So, you're really trying at the moment to assist young children in Gambia, yes?
Yes.
And what you're telling me is that a lot of children in the Gambia have to do all sorts of jobs before they go to school.
Yes.
And then they have to walk to school, and they are very, very tired. So you have come up with a solution, and the solution is?
The solution is for us to come up with some bicycles. In that way, it will make it easier for them to access at school and on time, and then that will make it for them to be more effective in terms of learning as well, as far as learning is concerned.
So how are you doing this?
We've been speaking to people, and we've tried to send some videos around on our Instagram page and on Facebook page as well, trying to plead to people to tell them for them to understand the reason why we're coming up with this whole idea of getting the bicycle and all that. It's a bit challenging because, but we're still positive that we'll get on track.
And how, I mean, let's get this at the outset, how can people contact you if they wish to help?
They can contact us via our Facebook page or via our website. They can send us an email.
And they are called, what are they called?
It's a Lively Hope Foundation.
A Lively Hope Foundation.
Yeah.
So what actually got you into doing this in the first place? What was the drive behind? Did you see this and you saw it as a problem? Or do you work in the Gambia already?
About some years ago, when I was 15 years old, I started teaching some children in church, and I saw the struggle that they were experiencing in terms of the poverty aspect, in terms of the way they were dressing to come to church. So it has always been a passion that I had, saying that whenever I make it to Europe, I'll make sure I start a foundation that will help to address those issues. I believe education happens to be, just like one professor quote, to be a key to health, a key to wealth. And on that note, I felt education was one of the things I had to use to kind of promote in the Gambia among young children and youths, in order for them to reach to a stage whereby they could at least gain some knowledge that will help them to be able to be self-sufficient at some point in their life in order to address the issue of poverty. And so when I went last year, I realized from the focus group we worked in and some documentary we had to do, which is on our website in case you want to view it later, we came to realize that there was, in as much as we wanted to promote education, which is the ultimate aim of the Charity Foundation, we felt it would be wise as well for us to kind of address the challenges that affect education at hand. And one of which was what you just spoke about, which is the access to school. And so I felt that, especially for girls that are sometimes harassed on their way going to school, that kind of motivated me all the more to say, you know what, I'm going to kind of put a halt to education aspect, but I need to address this issue by making sure I speak to people who are in the position to kind of help with this bicycle for us to send it to the Gambia.
And what's the education system like in the Gambia? What do you think it's par to, and can it be developed more?
Yeah, it can.
How?
And that brings me now to the other aspect we were looking at, which is to start in a skill center. Because when you look at the standard of education, there's really quite a lot of improvement that needs to be done. Because I remember when I was going to school, I was privileged to be raised up by a mom who was a qualified teacher, so I learned to read at a very early stage, and that kind of helped me big time. Now, compared to some kids now at my age, when I was at that age that they're in now, most of them are struggling to learn how to read. And that brings in the other project which Lively Hope is looking at, which is to kind of promote the idea of getting some libraries in schools as well, especially in the villages, whereby kids will be encouraged to learn to read at an early stage, and they can also read outside their syllabus as well, in order to promote and to help the standard of education as well. So there's really, really a lot that needs to be done in that aspect, trust me.
What type of subjects, for the books, for example, what type of subjects are you looking for that will help?
We're looking at the core subjects, that's the maths, the English, the science, and we're also looking at personal development books as well, more or less maybe like entrepreneurship, marketing, and things that will kind of help them to be able to kind of think outside the box.
As well as that, you did tell us earlier that you actually help with homelessness in the UK as well. Do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, with the homeless, it just started just one day. I just finished from work and I was walking by Seven Sisters and I saw this homeless guy sitting there. And somebody just said to me, hey, give him something. And I checked my purse, but I didn't have any money with me. So for some reason, I never used to care because I always felt I had myself first before anybody else. So I was like, well, you know what? And then within me, there was this voice within me that was saying, go back and I find out whether that guy is going to be there the next day. So I went back and I asked him whether he was going to be there the following day, and he said to me, yes. So I went and then bought some items, provision, bread, water, and fruits, and then put it in the bag. So as I was leaving Tesco, there was another lady that was sitting at the entrance, and I was like, wow, I don't even have much money. I'm not going to give her money. I'm going to go back in and get her bread and water. And as soon as I handed over the bread and the water, I was just standing just few steps outside. The way she was eating the bread, I started crying. It was like if she never ate the whole day. And then I said, no wonder that prompting was there. So then I took the train, went to Seven Sisters, and then I met the guy, gave him the item, and then I didn't want him to see who it was that gave it to him. So I stood, there was a tree there, and I stood at the back of the tree, and I saw him. The first thing he took out from the bag was the bottle of water. I couldn't hold my tears. It was so touching. So from then, that was like about 1 year, 6 months ago, I put it on myself to say every month, no matter how small it is, I'll make sure I get gift bags to give to the homeless. So I started on my own, but with time, I couldn't handle the number of people. So then I started texting friends, asking them to donate. So sometimes people could just easily say, hey, I have 3 loaves of bread, or I have a bottle of water.
They would actually donate.
Yeah, and some will give me cash as well. I just go to some of the supermarkets and then just buy them, put them in gift bags. So we're planning to do that of this month, this coming Friday. So we do Stratford. Seven Sisters lately, I've not seen our regular people that we usually meet because we've kind of created that bond due to the period of time. Frinksley Park mainly, we go to Euston as well, Manor House, and sometime Green Lane.
What an amazing thing.
It is an amazing thing. You know, and I think it's a very, very difficult thing to get out of. I mean, you know, I talk a lot about it because I was homeless myself for 2 years. And for 2 years I lived in a car. You know, I went through trouble times myself and then lived in a car. And so, you know, I was lucky in one way that I still had means of actually supporting myself at the same time. But I think at times you almost go into the depths of despair as well. You know, and I was very lucky that I support womanhood these days, and I'm a very big feminist. And I think the reality was it was women who actually supported me, who got me out of that sort of situation, that mindset that I was in at the same time. And you know, I will always talk to people now to actually inspire them because, you know, it changed my life. It really did, you know, and you can learn how to change your life with things like this at the same time. So the types of things that you do are inspirational. You know, they really are inspirational, and they can, you know, you can move mountains. And I think you can move mountains with kindness.
It's true.
I think that's very, very important, you know, for people. And, you know, people watching out there, if you know someone, it's very sort of similar with loneliness, I think, as well. You know, a lot of these people, especially in the streets, they don't know who to trust. There's a lot of issues going on, you know, in their lives anyway. And so it's a very lonely thing at the same time. You know, and we had a guest on yesterday who, Jade Companionships, that is really designed now to actually work with people over 60s in Britain and stop the loneliness there at the same time. So I think, you know, we do have some very big issues, don't we, you know, to deal with just in Britain. But, you know, well done you again. So tell us a little bit about the charity.
Just back to the homeless aspect that I just want to share. Yeah. One evening I just spoke to one of the ladies at Seven Sisters station. I ended up crying. I didn't cry in her presence, but one thing she said to me was like, Eliza, you know what? She said, I sit here the whole day. No one says hi, not even hi. It's like we don't exist. And that was so touching. So I just wanted to say that to people out there that sometimes just the hello means a lot.
Just smiling at somebody.
Because people sitting outside, it's not like because some people usually have the concept that, oh, they're there because they want to be there. But sometimes if you're not in their shoes, you tend not to understand why they're there. Yeah. And we don't have the right to really judge them because they're there or because they're homeless or we feel maybe they're thieves or maybe they're criminals. Sometimes just that simple hello, you okay? You know, keep it up. It will be okay. Just that, it means a lot. So I gave her a hug. Just that hug alone meant a lot to her. People around the station were surprised seeing the kind of clothes I had my suit on from work, hugging someone, but they didn't understand why I did that because she needed that. And I always believe we all have a part to play in life. It's like we're here for a purpose, and unless we identify our purpose, it may be that small. Oh, I love your hair, you look beautiful. That alone could make somebody's day. So it doesn't have to be the money. Sometimes just a bottle of water you could just buy and say, I'm going to give it to someone on the way. It could just it could go a long way. And I always think together we can make a change, we can make the world a better place to live.
And you're trying to do that with your funding. You're trying to raise funds for something in the 4th of August. Do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, we want to organize a luncheon sale at Brighton on the 4th of August. It's going to be on a Saturday. And the main reason for the luncheon sale is to raise funds for this current the bicycle project we're looking at raising for the Gambia children. So it's going to be mainly food and drinks.
So how can people get tickets and how can they support you?
They can check us on our Facebook page. All the details will be there for them to contact us if they want a ticket for the entrance fee.
And just, again, repeat the name of your charity and also the name of the Facebook page as well.
It's called A Lively Hope for Children and Youth in Need Foundation. That's how we call it. And so it's the same when it comes to the website as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, .org, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. You're inspirational as usual. You're inspirational as usual. And come on again and tell us more about how you're getting on at the same time.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
And
thanks for inviting me.
We're there at that time again.
We're at that time again. Thank you to Dr. Stephen and Eliza, and Maria, and Justice, who's our producer, and this young lady sat next to me. And I didn't even have to nudge you this morning for the questions. We were just discussing how we do this in the future.
Yeah.
So everybody have a great day. Enjoy the weather at the moment, wherever you are in the world. And we will see you again next week. And as always, remember, keep on smiling. It makes people wondering what you're smiling about.
Take care.
Bye for now.